Won the toss and kicking to the left of your screen to the punt road end. There's a good crowd in attendance here at the MCG. It's two of the veterans of the game starting off, Deere and Madden. Down towards Murphy. Kernahan pushed out of it. Socket off the ground down to the half-forward line, and Carlton a chance with a mark taken by Brad Pearce just 55 metres out.
Well, Richmond have opened up with Brendan Gale at centre-half back on Stephen Kernahan, but Kernahan in the front position, just able to take that, and Pearce, the player coming back into the side. His direct opponent, Duncan Callaway, caught behind on that occasion, and what a return opportunity for Brad Pearce.
Coming into this game with 18 goals for the season, 18-13 has Brad Pearce, and he's pulled that way to the right out of bounds on the full. And on that note, a warm welcome to a former champ of the game, Peter McKenna. Welcome, Pete.
Good afternoon, Sandy, and to you too, Terry. And actually, Brad Pearce this year has missed a few sitters. I remember one particular game here at the MCG, he kicked 4 points from about 30 metres.
So Richmond getting a let-off in the opening 20 seconds of this game here this afternoon. Gale and Deere both in the pack, neither can take it. Camporelli puts it over the top. The hurried kick is by Heaver. A century kick is a good one. They're going to get another chance now because Welsh is marked 25 metres out directly in front.
Well, the space was created there right in front. Pearce was one player coming back hard into it, but in the end here, the right player gets the ball. The guy attacking the ball, running onto it, he should be the one with the right of way rather than Pearce running back onto it. Well,
his kicking too, gentlemen, has been questionable. 7 goals, 7 this season. A strike rate of 50%. Thanks, Pete. He's made no mistake, though. First goal to Carlton.
Well, this is a perfect start for the Carlton side. The ball hasn't gone into their defensive half yet. And really, they haven't had much of need to control the ball. It's just been a little bit of nerves, I think, in the game here early, and Richmond haven't been able to settle. But just see the quick spin here, and Heaver, very, very disciplined play, going to the top of the square, and Welsh being in the right position to take it.
So there's Rowan Welsh, former star in the old VFA. So Greg Deere taking on Madden. Madden gets that big fist of the ball. There's Brendan Gale belting it towards the half-forward line. Over the head of Richardson. Manton looks as though he's got the job on him. He goes straight to the line, and he's quite happy to see it roll. No, it actually did roll over the line. Half-forward for the Tigers. The good thing for Carlton was those two quick kicks that went to the forward line. On both occasions, their forwards were playing in front. And Deere again against Madden. Their arms locked. The umpire. Now, the umpire, they were both holding arms in. Well, it's gone to Deere. I don't know how they can deliberate on that. They were both locking arms. Now, here's Deere in towards full forward. Richardson at the back flies. Oh, he's marked it, I think. No. Or did it come off the Carlton player? The umpire saying it did. I reckon I think he's very unlucky not to be paid this. Yeah, bang, that's his mark.
This is the best part here. He's that upset that he takes on his teammate in Chris Bond.
Well, that is rotten luck to Richardson. Here's a chance for a quick... So it was Ratton. Gets it out to Sexton. Sexton to the half-back area. Here's Broderick. He'll probably try and get on the left. No, he doesn't. He kicks it on the right. And Tawney is marked. 45 metres from goal directly in front. So Jason Tawney, a big kick coming up. Bad luck to the Tigers a moment ago. I really did think that was Matt Richardson's mark for 10 metres out, so it's cost them a goal. But this will make up for it if he can put this one through. Kick from about 47, or probably closer to 50, actually, by the time he kicks it. Jason Tawney. It's a low trajectory kick, and there he is, rock solid in defence, Steve Silvani.
Captain of the Big V last week, but now back with the Navy Blues. To half-back, Burke a flyer. Miranda, who's been arguably the most improved player in the competition this season, applying the tackle, and Hickmott picks himself up. Tigers still in their attacking zone, but unlike Carlton, struggling to put their first goal on the board. Camporelli is at the bottom of the pack. Did you give them a big showing today, Terry, the Tigers?
Oh, I do. I think this is such a crunch game for them. They've got to be so intense. And Robert Walls, former coach of Carlton, he'd be very keen to make this a good one for them.
Well, the ruck frees continue. This time it's going against Deer and going to Justin Madden. Plays on quickly to Camporelli. Beautifully smothered, however. Still a chance now for Richardson, but he's caught. He's locked in by 3 Carlton players. The ball eventually spills out. Camporelli a little frustrated as he picks himself up. But a bounce at half forward for Richmond. Oh, gee, Manton's very slow to pick himself up. Carlton will be keeping a close eye on him. Madden caught, plucked it out of the air. Tawney in the thick of things once again. Got a short kick. Oh, like lightning out to Miranda. Miranda snaps, and there's the first for the Tigers.
Well, I think it's going to be a very tight game. Just from the opening here, there's a lot of one-on-one work, and some of the matchups are very interesting. We've got Prescott for Richmond running with Greg Williams, Bond and Ratton, 2 players on the ball, Bradley and Broderick, and Richmond have gone with Gasper to take Koutafidis. Now, if they can work that stuff and stay in there nice and hard, a person like Miranda at half forward can do the damage.
Scores the level. A lovely hand pass given by Nash on that occasion to Miranda, resulting in that goal. Now, there's Madden, a quick kick to the open spaces. Koutafidis, he's the idol of the Carlton crowd, gives it to Bradley. Bradley has a bounce, and that characteristic romp as he brings it in towards Pearce, again getting away from Callaway. Good play by Pearce, and he moves it very quickly to the full forward area. Welsh at the back of Miranda. Here's a loose ball, a quick kick, a goal, and it's just wide. And it was by Clappe. Just missed to the right. But it looks like we're in for a pretty good game, as Campbell there has to wait until the goal umpire finishes waving the flags. Wayne Campbell. It's mini possession to the half-back area. That is a brilliant mark by Brendan Gale. Is that 50? No.
Yes, they were looking for a big game from Benny Gale today. Wanted to go on with the job, getting it across to Ashley Prescott, but it comes back. So he says, well, I'll try it again. But he does. Prescott at half-back, around Diesel Williams and up towards centre wing, and just floating in front is Justin Charles. He lopes away and kicks down towards Richardson. Couldn't pick it up on the half volley. Needs help and a little bit of pressure again creeping on the Carlton defence. Taken over by Ronnie DiIulio and a throw-in.
Robert Walls has structured the Richmond side up well with Madden in the ruck. Greg Deer has that task, but then Justin Charles now goes into the forward pocket, and he could really be a troublesome player for Michael Sexton, the Carlton defender.
Madden got a hand to it. Camporelli got caught. So too did Fraser Brown. Got it across to Ratton. Back to Camporelli. Carlton out of trouble. Up towards centre wing. Koutafidis gave a little push to Gasper, but pushed him into the football, so he was able to control it. And now Richmond have a chance to go down towards half forward, although Brown picks it up, handles it quickly, tries to push it wide, and gets himself another chance. Looks in towards the centre. Poor kick, however, and it's taken by 150-gamer Broderick. Broderick swings it in towards the middle. A chance now for Tawney to pick it up and give it away to Deer. It's a high kick by Deer. It'll put them inside 50. The mark is not taken. Play on is the call. DiIulio was there. Ratton gives it away to Brown. He gets crunched. Comes towards Rogers. Flicks it round his body. They're back inside 50 once more. And this time the mark is taken by the Duck, Nick Daffy. 53 metres out. They're calling for it in the square. That's where Daffy heads. Richardson is there.
He thought about showing it to the umpire too, didn't he? You can see he was happy with that.
Well, he's certainly pumped up, Matty Richardson, isn't it? We've noticed he actually has some writing on the back of his hand there, and one hand says 1%ers, and so he's very, very committed to make this game his.
Directly in front, Matthew Richardson, 20 metres out, shoots and goals. Tigers lead.
Well, he's their one real hope up here, isn't he? Holland coming into the side to play at full forward, but really it's Richardson who's got to be the key. 35 goals for the season out now, 149 in a career, so he surely will pick up his 150th goal here this afternoon, but really has a real tinge about his game at the moment. being very, very committed at being hard and aggressive at the ball.
Tigers by 5 points. Madden to take on Greg Deere. So the bounce favours Madden. He taps it down to Williams. Brilliant ruck play to the half-forward line. They charge in after it. Here's Callaway. Big job on Pearce. Jamie Tate on the left brings it out towards centre wing. There's some good signs for Richmond early in this game. It's very important you don't let a good side like Carlton jump you, because he's got enormous talent. Here's Tawney. So the Tigers by 5. Madden and Deere again. Oh, somebody's gone on behind the play here. There's a Richmond play down. It's Marinda. Brown, a hurry kick to the half-forward line. No mark. Koutafidis, very athletic. Gale goes to ground. Might be a free kick over the neck against Steve Kernahan. Gavin Dord deliberating on that one. And Gale will go wide because he spotted a teammate way out here at half-back. It's Rogers. Rogers to Campbell. He's made space. He'll look for one of those big forwards as he drives it long. It's 2-on-1. Charles couldn't quite grab it on the second bite. Richardson goes to ground. Manton gets it to Sexton. Sexton rebounding, brings it to halfback and Greg Williams.
Williams plays on straight away off to Heaver. He wants to go back again, Brent Heaver, but he's picked it up now. Off to Williams, back again. Camporelli chips in towards the centre, towards Fraser Brown. It's going to be okay. Had a couple of choices, Camporelli or Hickmott. He chose the former, who spears it into the right half-forward line and sticks. Kernahan takes the mark. Waste no time, goes into an open square. They gather now. A big pack, and a mark is taken by the man with the mighty hands, Koutafidis. Was it a mark? That is the question.
Yes, did it come off his teammate is the question.
Well, the bottom line is the man in white has paid it. David Howlett, David Ackland and Gavin Dorr are the men in charge. So this for the quick reply for Carlton. He should not miss from point-blank range, and he doesn't.
Well, if we were to identify a real strength in Koutafidis, it is his marking. He's the leading mark taker at Carlton, and here we can see that he really covers a lot of ground. He's on the wing at one moment, then he's hard pushing down towards the goal square here. His direct opponent, Gaspar, is with him all the way, but now we just see the contest here as it's tossed up here. They're both in good position. Gaspar doing the right thing with the body, but then there's probably 3 or 4 hands in before Koutafidis. But he's been awarded the mark and kicked the goal, really as a result of some good hard running from that wing position.
So back in the middle with Carlton answering, but a questionable mark, and I know Peter McKenna is still questioning it. Tigers go down towards Naish. Hand pass a little too slick on that occasion. Locked up at centre half back. And a bounce will take place. The bottom of the pack, Michael Sexton. David Howlett is the man bouncing it down now. Madden. Cry of ball as he did get rid of it in the end.
Oh.
Heaver, well, almost kicking in danger there as he tried to soccer it wide. Hickmott has tried twice to get it out. Broderick is finally successful to Bond, who kicks down to half-forward line. The bouncing ball eludes them all except Charles. Here's an opportunity for Naish. He's inside 50. He pulls it back in towards the pocket. Richardson is there and he's got it.
She's exciting, isn't he, to watch?
Tight angle, Pete.
He should run out to the right here, Sandy, and have a snapshot. If he's sensible. There's no Carlton player there waiting for him either. He can run right out.
Bradley's drifting across there now, but he does run out, and he's pulled it too far and bringing it in from one behind.
Well, he actually ran out and then had a sort of a set shot, a straight shot, instead of snapping the ball. Here's Michael Gale on the bench. Graham Bergen on his left there, former premiership player. Now the kick in, as usual, these modern day players pinpoint, nearly holding the ball against Hickmott. But he breaks away. The ex-cap brings it to the centre of the ground. Players go in hard at it. That's Tape. Did it well to Broderick. But Richmond looking all right early in the piece. Well, Nash just took his eye off it for a split second. Allows Bradley. He's a clever player, Bradley. Kicks the ball in midair and out to the halfback line and over. So one of the experienced players is still a great player, Craig Bradley, into his 30s. So the umpires bring it back. Now what's happening here? They're bringing it back to the half-back area. And it's obviously
out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
That was on the Charles and Hickmont clash at the kickoff.
Oh, boy.
Which would have been at least 45 seconds
yes,
ago.
Exactly. You don't see that happen too often, but all the players were fooled because they're all on this side of the ground. And look at Madden putting the head down like a big galloping Triantosaurus. There he is, knocking it back.
Triantosaurus.
Well, if that's such a thing, is that too high? The umpire didn't think so, and there'll be a bounce. But I'll tell you what, Matty Richardson, is he? Oh no, that's Campbell this time. The long hair fooled me then. So Deer taking on Madden. They lock arms again. Camporelli, Williams gets his boot to it. Centre wing. Tape showed a lot of courage. Was nearly collected by Brendan Gale. Clappe, Kernahan. And the ball is locked in here on centre wing, and there'll be another bounce.
Under 9 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Pretty tight. But a good contest unfolding. So important for Richmond, who've lost their last couple and are in grave danger of losing some touch with the top sides.
He's been good in the opening part of this game, Sandy. Broderick been right in among it.
Well, he'll be looking for a big day, won't he, to celebrate 150. It is a major milestone in his career. He goes short the bomb. Real little terrier. Kicks to right half forward. Gale tried to edge out his opponent. Comes over the back. And Nick Daffy sees it over the line. Another one who's come from the Western Border League, Mount Gambier. Clark, another one from the Brisbane Bears, who's having an excellent season. But here's Deer. In towards Richardson. Big fly. Couldn't take the mark. He can sucker off the ground. But pushes it over the line. What an excitement machine this young man is rapidly becoming.
And I think the Tigers need another small player in underneath him. And young Holland playing at full forward is just being overwhelmed by the presence of Richardson. Richardson's going for everything here. A small bloke at their feet would be to advantage.
Madden could have almost been given a free kick there as Bradley concedes a behind. Feeling the heat. So just pops it over to again edge Richmond in front. Michael Sexton can come to Camporelli, who's got a bit of space. He kicks up towards centre wing, and it's good to Clappe. Back to Camporelli again, who's run on down the ground. Carlton suddenly go deep into their attacking zone. Brown is used as a step ladder. Broderick does the roving down in front. He gives it away to Prescott, who kicks back in towards the middle. They've got a number of players there. Gasper is away. Tawney does the shepherding. Gasper long and low in towards half forward. Over the back it goes and picked up by the fingertips by Manton, who will again clear to the outer side. Christou and now Craig Bradley. Bradley towards centre wing. That's going to be okay. Diesel Williams takes the mark.
So Greg Williams getting plenty of touches and 50-metre penalty. Oh, gee, coaches that hate that.
Yeah, Ashley Prescott has the job on Williams this afternoon and really wants to always let Williams know that he's about, and perhaps didn't have his ears attuned to what the umpire was telling him to do.
Well, that is a brilliant kick. Now, he pretended to kick it out to the right. Pearce led to the right-hand pocket and hit him right on the chest, and he telegraphed it. He is a very clever player, Greg Williams, and all his possessions are probably better than most AFL footballers because he does something with it every time he gets it. So Brad Pearce kicking for his first and Carlton's third. There's that left foot kick, and I think he's kicked it all right. Yes. Pearce has kicked his first, and the Blues lead by 5 points.
Well, Carlton have settled back into the game. They got the first goal, but then Richmond took a good control period of the middle part of the quarter, picking up 2 goals. But since then, Carlton have kicked the last two and are just now settling into stride a little bit. Williams, as Peter mentioned, has really taken some control in the centre.
5 points the margin. Heaver bursts out of the middle for Carlton. Goes down towards the 50-metre line. Oh, the bounce is very kind to Kernahan. Around he goes. Typical Kernahan. But he gets a Shane Warne leg break to the right-hander. And it drifts away for one behind. Ominous signs there, though. Rogers assigned to bring it back into play. Goes to the outer side. Gaspar takes a good mark and pops it over to Gale. Another 150 gamer now. Campbell. Not quite having the season that he had last year, but hoping to get it all together. Broderick's kick is intercepted by Silvani. Away goes Sauce to Kudafides, off to Heaver. Look out, Richmond. Here comes Brent Heaver with a poor kick. Good pressure, though. It went straight to Kellaway. Yep. Who gives it away to Ashcroft. He chips away into the middle and finds Bond. Now suddenly Richmond a chance. Here goes Burke, putting them inside 50 once again. A 1-2 grab by Holland, not going to be paid. Hickmott's got the free kick.
Just going back to that chase of David Burks, I think that shows a change in attitude of that player. He did cop a disciplinary action in the middle of the season, and he's really attuned to playing AFL football at the highest level now.
Well, Hickmott to Bradley. Bradley's at half-back. It's getting very dark. I don't think it'll be long before they put the lights on here at the MCG. It is that dark. The kick across the ground to Welsh. Oh, they've got loose men everywhere, Carlton. This is Manton backing up. 2 bounces. Will he go again? The former Essendon player chips it short, and he's found the target. It's Camporelli, but something has happened behind the play here. Richardson's being warned.
Charged into Rowan Welsh, I believe.
He's pretty fired up, Matt Richardson. The kick in towards Williams. Williams trying to dummy. Oh, clever play by Greg Winnow. Still has to come back. They must be going Richmond's way behind the play here. I don't think the umpires know what's... they're coming in to confer.
No, now another umpire's overruled.
Wing. Now, who is it going to go to? It looks like it's going to Camporelli for a free kick down the ground, I think. He'd given it to Williams. It actually cost Carlton this.
Yeah, it's hindered Carlton.
He was off and running towards goal, Greg Williams. Well, I don't know. I think there's too many out there, and the umpire should be 2. Here's Brendan Gale. I firmly believe that. You see that happen a fair bit as we see Brendan Gale marking in the back pocket. Brings it to centre winger. Pack develops. Thump the ground. There's Nasha. Brilliant hand pass. That was top-class play to Richardson. It sits for him. He sprints clear. He gives a hand pass off to Daffy. Daffy trying to get around on the right. Brings it up high. The pack develops. They need a mark. Oh, Richardson went high. And Bradley again concedes from 10 metres away. Handballs are through for a behind to Richmond. But, gee, Richardson, he is exciting, but he just couldn't hang on to it.
5 points again, the margin. Bradley on the outer side. It's going to be okay. Fraser Brown takes it from Ange Christou. Up towards Hickmott. Caught. Ran out of one tackle and into another. Gets the hand pass away. Or Rogers tried to run through a brick wall. Ronnie DiUlio was also claimed. Plenty of pressure on here at the MCG at the moment. Rogers through strongly. Now Sexton and Gale and Campbell. Great interception as Wayne Campbell kicks them up towards the half-forward line. Again, the pressure on Carlton's defence. DiUlio's kick goes back in towards the middle. Here's Jason Tawney. Tawney goes inside 50. Where's Richardson? Right there with Manton. And Bradley also defending. Craig Bradley goes over the top to Christou. Will he wolf this one out of defence? Yes, he will. Up to half-forward. Campbell, a flyer. Off he goes. Prescott. Another one towards Rogers. Almost caught him unawares in actual fact. Socket off the ground by Ratton. Back into the middle towards Michael Gale. Could have been held. Kudafides to Heaver. Towards Camporelli. Almost ran into his own man. But bounces off and kicks to half forward. That's an excellent kick. He finds Fraser Brown. Brown will chip again. And finding it a little too easy was Brad Pearce out in front. He's already kicked 1. And this giving Carlton the chance to score their 4th and open up the biggest margin in the game.
His pace is the pace off the mark, quickness off the mark, worrying Duncan Callaway, Sandy.
If he only needs half a metre and he's clear. But he's got it on him at the moment. Brad Pearce's kick is away to the left, one behind.
Well, I've seen him do that a lot this year. As I said earlier, he's missed some sitters, and he's actually a very good kick. Terry Pearce normally.
Oh, he is. I mean, he came in with 18-13, I think, and
correct.
Today he's had some opportunities to really add to the goal tally, but not kicking well at all.
Well, Campbell plays on from fullback and looks for Callaway. Campbell again. That's good running play. Gale knew if he had grabbed it, he would have been caught. Kudafiti's a rare fumble. That's Burke. Broderick. Oh, it comes out to Gasper from Campbell. That was very good football in towards the half-forward line. Richardson's looking dangerous. Look at the pace as he gets away and belts it back towards the square. But Silvani's judgment is very, very good. Chips it back. Finds Hickmott. Hickmott's clear. Another chip pass. Oh, Christo was who dropped it. That was Allen. Getting it to Sexton. Sexton to the half-forward line. Oh, good mark by the captain, Steve Kernahan. He's 60 metres from goal. He's looking for Pearce on the lead. The kick in towards the pocket. Some holding going on. Tape back after it. Might concede behind here. No, he just taps it towards the line, and Callaway helps it on its way for a throw-in.
So just over a minute remaining. There's Duncan Callaway. Fine young player for Richmond and his state. Right forward pocket for Carlton. Kernahan doing the ruck work. Callaway swings round onto the left foot, kicks back towards Miranda, but right there with him is Hickmott. Wins it to Camperelli, wants to go inside towards Ratton, but intercepting is Miranda, and well done.
It's interesting in the ruck setup just at the moment is the two starting ruckmen, Greg Deere and Justin Madden, are both off. And Matthew Allen has come on for Carlton, but it's Michael Gale who in actual fact is running as the ruckman for Richmond.
Yes, it is, and there is Michael Gale. And here is Greg Williams, beautifully to Camperelli. 35 metres out from goal. He shoots and pops it through from behind. Slam it into the woodwork. An opportunity going big.
So Robert Wall's trying to structure up some more mobility in his side using Michael Gale in that position, but there is the potential cost that the skills of Matty Allen can set up a dangerous player across the half-forward line. On that occasion was Scott Camperelli, unfortunately unable to take hold of the opportunity.
Yeah. So Campbell to bring it in. He heads to the outer side. Allen and Welch were two flyers for Carlton. Comes out the back toward Darren Gasper. He looks down the field to Miranda. Does time, ticks away for Richmond. He gets the hand pass away out in front of Charles, who keeps it in play. Kicks under pressure, wobbles it into the pocket. It's going to be over the line and out of bounds. So it'll come back. Back to the right half forward flank, in fact. Time for Richmond to get a goal before the first quarter siren. Time also for Carlton, if they're quick enough. For Bradley. Smothered. Sexton to the outer side. Williams at the back. Judged it beautifully. His hand pass was too quick for Allen. There's no question of that. Gaspar does well. Seemed to be cornered. Got himself out of it. Bombed on the boundary line. But there's the siren. It's quarter time here at the MCG. And the honours just with the reigning champs. At quarter time, Carlton 3-4, 22. Leading Richmond by 7 points, 2-3-15. 7 points the margin here at the MCG going into the second quarter, favouring the Blues. But the Tigers certainly throwing down the challenge today. Deere wins it, Brown towards Ratton, and it's Ratton who kicks Carlton down to Kernahan. Held, and will be free kicked inside 50. Well, Carlton open in the first 30 seconds of the first quarter, charging down into their forward line, and Stephen Kernahan is hoping to do a similar thing in this second.
I think that depicts one of the strengths of Carlton is their ability to get the ball quickly out of the centre bounce. Their players don't try and get their body free, they get the ball out.
Kernahan's kick looks pretty good and is a great start for Carlton.
So one thing that Carlton do master so very well is that centre bounce area, and we've got some very, very competent players in there. Just at the moment, there's Justin Madden's the ruckman, Fraser Brown, Craig Bradley and Brett Ratton. But all they do is really work just to get the ball out. There's no fancy steps there. Get the ball free and give your forwards a chance early in the piece.
So they bounce again. I agree with Terry Wheeler. I think they're the best in the competition at the centre bounce, Carlton. Mind you, they've got a bit of talent around Madden, haven't they, Terry, to capitalise on his taps?
Oh, without doubt. And they also have a huge variation too. They can bring other players in who are just as competent in there.
And here's a free kick to Greg Deere in the middle of the ground.
Oops.
It's just an accident, but he gives it off here to Campbell, Deere. Campbell has a bounce. He looks to give it again, but now he kicks it up high in towards the forward line. Richardson at the back flies. It's no mark. Manton was almost dragged down then, and Nash appealing for a free kick now by having none of that. Bounce 25 metres out from the Richmond goal.
Just a fine point on Matthew Richardson's attempt at marking. Rarely does he reach his arms right out straight. He's always that little bit bent at the elbows and allowing the ball to come to him.
Well, that's Madden giving it straight to Nash. Brilliant attempt by Nash. And he's kicked it. So that was outstanding roving. Madden actually got the tap, Terry, and Nash rode to Madden.
Well, that's his forte, Chris. Nash. He's one of the more competent specialist half-forward pockets in the business. He can really read the ball, and that was just the ability to read it. Then very well done on the left foot. 13 goals for the season. Was a real main player in the early part of last year for them.
So back in the middle, Richmond again answering. Madden wins it, but who's going to take it out of the centre? Chris Ducourt bounces it towards Matt Clappay on the outer wing. Clappay a chance to go down towards Kernahan. In front, behind Benny Gale. Bradley. Kellaway bounces off, but he bounces too wide over the line.
I don't think he would have stopped for anyone then,
No.
Duncan Kellaway.
No, he's a very, very hard boy at the ball.
Kernahan and Gale. Williams waiting down. Forever the opportunist. Finds Ratton around his body. In towards full forward. No mark taken. Welch tries to go through the pack. Heaver gets the hand pass out. And it's a beauty as Ange woofs it into goal. But he's off target. One behind. Tiger bench. Michael Gale playing his 150th game today. He's already had a stint. This is Campbell going to the outer side, wanting Benny Gale, who tunnel balls it through Kernahan's legs, but it goes straight to Bradley, who gives it to Williams, who kicks towards goal. Welch and Campbell both there and another behind.
Well, Campbell being used in defence by Robert Walls, half-back, and at times, as we see here, doing the specialist kicking in.
He did that well then too, to save a goal. So off he goes, Wayne Campbell. The chip pass, slipping over, well, almost slipping was Burke, and then the bounce favoured him. Hand pass inside. This is Matthew Rogers sprinting clear to the half-forward line. Nash was caught fairly high. Here's Daffy. Haven't seen much of him so far. Quick little kick, went about 6 metres. Hickmott slightly off the side of the boot, but waiting for it was Bradley. Bradley gives it to Fraser Brown. A loose man is Pearce at half-forward. The danger here as the kick comes in towards Kernahan. Pushed in the back, I would think. No. Oh, I thought that was a push in the back. Kernahan gets up. He's not arguing. I thought it was a fair contest, obviously. So he goes back to do the ruck work against Brendan Gale. 50 metres out from the Carlton goal. Kernahan front position, but Gale, the big fist, over the back. Rogers gets it to Campbell. That's good play to Broderick. On to Kellaway. That's excellent teamwork. In towards half-forward. Almost to mark the nation. Not paid. Diulio, was he caught high? Umpire said he was against Miranda, and Miranda doesn't like it. And Ronnie D'Elio, that's good football also to get on with it, but it's a dangerous kick. Chipping in is Daffy. Let's see what Richmond can do this time. The kick is good. Richardson, once he gets out in the open, you'll never catch this guy. So brilliant play by the Tigers from the backline. All started with a poor kick, a dangerous kick from Ron D'Elio. Matt Richardson for his second to bring Richmond 6 points closer. He runs just inside 50. There's the drop punt. It looks good. It's a goal.
And that's his 150th career goal, Terry.
And that's a good return, isn't it, from someone who's really playing a more versatile role in the forward line. He said last week on the interview at Sports World that really Robbie Walls just gives him a little bit of freedom to be able to roam around the half-forward line. But here, D'Elio, the right intention to be able to spin out to Bradley, but the kick just not good enough, and Daffy being very aggressive here. And Richardson always judges the flight of the ball so very well.
30 plays 27. Richmond come back. Broderick unable to take it cleanly. Koutafidis tried to go through the packet. Finishes with Williams. He pops it over the top towards Clappe. Now Brown lends him good assistance. Fraser Brown pulling it inside 50 into full forward. Bond defends for Richmond. Little hand pass that he almost pulled Ratton over the line with him to make sure that he was having none of it. And a throw in.
Bond and Ratton, the two direct opponents, really negating each other at this stage. Probably the dangerous mix is between Broderick and Bradley, who are both giving each other a little bit of freedom and both getting a lot of possessions for each side.
Here is Bond. Floating it high towards centre wing, and Hickmott, a fine mark, receiving plenty of attention from Miranda. But a good one grab mark.
He's got Miranda's measure just at the moment.
Kicks Carlton in towards the 50, towards Kernahan. Got his hands on it but couldn't complete the mark. Welsh hand pass to Heaver, off to Koutafidis. Kouta gets caught. He goes back to Welsh. They're giving away ground to set something up. Bradley pulling it back in towards half forward. Two Richmond players there. One is Benny Gale, and he takes the mark.
In actual fact, Miranda is off now and Michael Gale back on.
So Gale, Brendan Gale, that was a beautiful kick to Broderick. Richmond, I said this earlier, there are some very good signs for the Tigers. They're playing fairly well. Sexton out to Pearce. You can't relax for a moment though against Carlton. They've got so much talent. Here's Kernahan. Doesn't attempt to pick it up. Brendan Gale, quick kick to Broderick. Beautiful kick to centre wing. No mark to Burke, or a free kick against Ron D'Elio. He doesn't think it should have been. But this is Burke to the half-forward line, and Nace's on his own. Good shepherding from Richardson as Richardson racing back to get into the contest, but he won't quite get there. But here's the mark taken by Holland. 45 metres out, directly in front. Holland will kick for goal to put the Tigers in front.
Well, that's a good mark under a great degree of pressure. But it's been a bit of a struggle for Ben Holland coming back into the side after a calf injury and going into the all-important full forward position. And really Steve Silvani has had his measure in the early part of this game.
So this will be a great confidence booster for this young player if he can kick it. Another one of the many good players that have come out of North Adelaide, but that's an ordinary kick. But it's a mark. Richardson. They can't. Oh, they're not playing it. No. Did it come off someone else? Richardson's not arguing, so obviously he didn't get first bite. He argued about the one in the first couple of minutes of the game. Greg Dier trying to hook it back in front of goal. Here's Michael Gale. Gets in a quick hand pass, but it was Christou intercepting and helping it on its way over the line.
Midway during the second quarter, some 13 minutes remaining. And nothing in this contest. Madden and Adir. Just about 500 games between them. Campbell, Wayne Campbell, caught. Michael Gales does a 360 spin and then loses it. And they pounce upon him like seagulls over a leftover sandwich.
It is tough in there just at the moment. These last couple of minutes in the Tiger forward line have been very, very hard.
They've still got it locked up there. Madden charges. Madden gives it away to Heaver. He kicks back towards the middle. Williams is there. Kernahan comes over the top of his close friend, and he doesn't appreciate it. He's very slow to get up, is Diesel. Sexton has it on centre wing. Sticks Kernahan, gives him a pat on the head as he goes past. I don't think that'll help too much, Sticks.
She was a brilliant mark, though, wasn't he?
He's up, Diesel, holding his head as Sexton kicks in towards Pearce territory at half forward. Unable to take it. Jamie Tate defends well, comes wide, and it's okay because he finds Damien Ryan. Williams up as Ryan goes to Kellaway. Gives another one away. In fact, Williams is very near this ball at the moment. He sees it over the line with Ronnie DiIulio.
I just think they're a chance here. You'd think Richmond, Sandy. I think Carlton aren't as sharp there. Just a few fumbles here and there, Terry, that not normally Carlton.
No, and I think Richmond have to take the opportunity up to this half-time break. They need to take a couple of goal lead into half-time.
Great incentive too for Richmond, isn't it? Having lost a couple and sitting precariously in 9th spot on the ladder. Another bounce.
Well, theoretically, they should win the game because, well, Carlton will be. Oh, no, they were both beaten by Fremantle over there, weren't they?
I was waiting for the McKenna logic then, Pete. I thought this is going to be an absolute gem.
I just realised they were both beaten over there.
Yep. Naish, Silvani, caught is Sauce. Oh, snapped by Justin Charles. It's a goal. So the Tigers hit the front here at the MCG.
And they've now kicked the last of 3 goals of the game, and really it's been a very good quarter for the Tigers here. The roving done here. In amongst it, there's some very good wrap-up there of Silvani. He was going nowhere, and the ball that was spilled free, big Justin Charles gets the opportunity, and Charles, he doesn't miss too many of those.
The Tigers are fired up. They lead by 3 points as Deere gets the tap at Bradley, roving brilliantly onto the left, hooks it back to the danger area. Kernahan at the back. Couldn't mark. Here's Rogers. Will he concede? Oh, he gets it. Oh, he should have conceded. Clapper, a kick. I think he's kicked the goal.
What a tackle by Sticks Kernahan. What a tackle.
Oh, I think Rogers, it was a great tackle. Rogers should have put that over the line for a behind. No doubt about that. He was in the danger area. Goal to Carlton. They lead by 3.
Yeah, well, here we go. Great break here. But when we see Rogers in the clean-up, he makes a conscious decision here to take Kernahan on. He thinks he's got the speed to be able to take him. Takes him on, but Kernahan, just that desperate lunge was sufficient. Clapper, the right man in the right spot at the right time.
So goal for goal here at the MCG at the moment as Deere comes over the top. Charles tries to flick it wide. It comes to centre wing and Michael Gale gets a hand to it. Pushes it even wider. Gets away from Hickmott, but under pressure from the former Cat. Kicks out of bounds on the full. Manton. All the ingredients of a grand contest. This one, it could go right down to the wire as Beaumont comes over centre wing, kicks to half forward, and a fine grab by Clapper. Plays on straight away, giving it to Kernahan. It goes over the top of Heaver. If it sits, he's in business. Clever little tap in. Now pressure on Richmond as Kellaway comes storming through. Gives it away to Darren Gaspar. He kicks back towards centre wing. Here comes Justin Charles. What a grab. Off he goes towards David Burke. He doesn't get a favourable bounce, and Hickmott and Beaumont pounce upon him.
Gee, you can't afford a fumble in modern day football, can you? They swoop in on you from all angles.
Charles probably did the right thing trying to keep the ball moving there, but again, just too much pressure from the Carlton forwards.
Madden and Deere, taken by Deere. Broderick takes it from Rogers. Kicks down towards half forward. DiIulio try to do it with the one hand. It's okay because Manton, Sexton and Ange Christou will help. He goes towards Kernahan, who's on the 50. Doesn't take the mark, runs into trouble. He goes to ground, doesn't bother Matt Clapper. It's a rainmaker though. High, in towards the full forward. No mark taken. Kellaway off to Benny Gale. Now Campbell. Heaver gives chase, so too does Bradley. But he gets boot to ball, goes over the line. And a throw in on the outer side. Good, tight contest. Hope you're enjoying it.
It was an excellent game, and I am enjoying it, Sandy. 3 points. The Blues lead. 9.5 minutes till half-time, and they've really fired up Richmond. They've had a couple of losses in a row as Broderick keeps it in play. There's Kleppe, who's looking quite dangerous. Diving on it was Ryan, a young player. Damien Ryan, number 37 from the Eastern under-18s. And there's Brett Ratton. Excellent play, best and fairest last year. Matthew Allen against Marinda. Now, there didn't look to be much in that. Oh, I don't know, but I'm not real keen on these.
Yeah, but when you have that match-up of Marinda having to do the ruck work against Allen, Marinda's always going to push the rule to the limit.
Yeah, but I just thought he leaned into him on the side. It didn't look to me much. And Burke, a lot of courage, going back into the pack, and he took the mark. Excellent mark. Oh, an ordinary kick, a dangerous kick to Marinda, who was covered. And it might get them in all sorts of trouble here, because Williams has found Kernahan about 20 metres from goal, and all from a bad skill error.
Yeah, the Tigers are just turning it over just too easily at the moment. Marinda coming off there now, and Johnny Howard getting his first run actually for the season. But when an error is forced on the Richmond side at the moment, Carlton really have the composure to make them pay. And when a man like Williams gets hold of it, he'll certainly make them pay.
Well, as I said earlier, his touches are better than a lot of AFL footballers, because every time he gets it, something constructive happens. Steve Kernahan for his second, a 45-degree angle, 20-metre kick. Goal umpire doesn't move. He's happy. Another one to the Blues.
Well, Richmond are really playing in the burst. There's a great degree of enthusiasm and energy just at the moment in the Richmond side. But what they haven't just yet got is the finishing off skills that are so very, very necessary to take the ball from one end of the ground to the other. They haven't been able to string it together as well as they would have wished to at this stage.
Centre bounce once again. Allen and Charles to contest. Brown couldn't get a hand to it. Neither could Christou. At the bottom was Daffy. Christou another chance as he flicks it out wide. Rogers off the ground. Way to go, he says, on the outer side, on the outer wing. And Sexton just keeps it in play towards Camporelli. He doesn't. He goes out of bounds on the full. 9 kicks in the first quarter, Scott Camporelli. Here's Rogers. Long kick. Charles floats in front of the pack. Can't take it. Naish gives the hand pass away. They're in with a chance here, Richmond. That's a good kick, but the mark not taken by Matthew Richardson. Manton gives the hand pass towards Bradley. Bradley soccers off the ground. He was under intense pressure. Kellaway comes charging at it. What courage. Bradley gets it out. It's taken by Pearce towards Heaver. He's flattened by Campbell. Wayne Campbell plays on. And this will be a play on call because it was smothered off the boot. Taken by Brent Heaver. Across half back. He can chip away. They've got a number of options. Sexton was one of them. He used him off to Allen. Allen goes towards Brown on the half back flank. Rogers taps it over his head towards the boundary line. And Brown tries desperately to keep it in play. Eventually over. And a throw in. Good contest, that one.
It was, and Fraser Brown really always ensuring that he had his body between his opponent and the ball. Even if he really didn't want it to stay in play, he always had control of the ball and could do with it what he wished.
Had another go. Bond now with a chance. Picked up by Ryan in towards full forward. One grab. Not played to Richardson, is it? It is going to be this time. And Manton shakes his head. Asks the question of umpire David Ackland, the 23-year-old credit officer.
Well, Manton certainly is the best match, I think, for Richardson. Michael Sexton or even Stephen Silvani are the next in line, but I'd stick with Manton at this particular stage, even though Richardson is the most dangerous player on the ground at the moment.
He's kicked 2. He's well within scoring distance. The angle will test him. Kicking from just inside 40. It's a drop punt that has registered 1 behind.
You can only wonder what development would have taken place if he didn't suffer that knee injury last year.
Yeah.
Well, he still seems to have the spring, but it's a great effort to come back and be so good after a knee reconstruction. As Ange Christou brings it to centre wing. Oh, Allen went back with a fly to the ball. Burke just a slight fumble, and once you do that, in they come in on top of you. There's Beaumont. Simon Beaumont, another player from the under-18 competition. So Allen to take on Charles. Charles tried to use his body. Williams. Now a free kick holding the ball. Oh, that was tough. And Williams, he really doesn't get a real good go from umpires, in my opinion. Prescott down towards Richardson at the back. Here's Naish. Chance for the Tigers here. Naish from 45. Richardson in. Richardson again. Oh, geez, a good player. He made the initial contest. Then he got back so quickly to the square.
It's really just that athleticism, isn't it? And he is the wild card. I mean, he doesn't play anything as a regulation position. He's not a regulation full forward who leads straight. He's not a regulation centre forward who holds a contest. He just runs everywhere.
Well, there's the kick. That's his third. And the Tigers hanging in there. And they now only trail by 2 points. And a couple of the Carlton stars, Terry, I've hardly seen Koutafidi.
No, Gasper has done a very good job, Darren Gasper, there, and he's been able to negate Koutafidis and get a few possessions himself. But this is the one here, and whether there can be a change in opponent there, I'm not sure. No, it's still Manton, and I think that's the one they need to ride with at least until half-time.
David Howlett bounces down in the middle, and a determined Greg Williams tries to storm through. Ratton gives it away. Oh, taken high was Sexton, and the advantage is going to be paid to Carlton, so Bradley gives it to Camporelli. He may make them pay. It's a long kick by Camporelli to Pearce. Brad Pearce kicked 1 in the first quarter. He's got 19 for the season. And a chance to quickly reply to the Richardson goal.
Hasn't he been a bonus for Carlton, Pearce, with his goal kicking?
And there's another one. So Brad Pearce gets his second. And Carlton steady.
And there's some good, very fine technique work there by Brad Pearce in the actual marking contest. He, as we watch the ball here, is kicked into the goal square here with some degree of height, and without really interfering, just sort of propping and holding his ground, just stands there just enough to be able to check Duncan Kellaway's push back onto the ball, took control.
So 8 points the margin now as Broderick tried to get it out. Here's Williams. Taken away by Prescott. Was good football. Quick kick to the half-forward line. Michael Gale. It's important they get another one because Carlton got the last. There's a quick hand pass and the ball rolls over the line. Good umpiring on that occasion. Fun of the Melbourne members. And Michael Gale looks as though he just got off a Viking ship. That long hair and the goatee beard.
Viking ship.
Yes, they were from Scandinavia, Sandy, many long years ago. As we see Allen. Now, Ratton gets it to Sexton. In towards Christou. Juggle mark. Has a bounce. Swings onto the left. Hooks it back. Here's Kernahan. Oh, he had his name written all over it. Campbell might concede. No, he doesn't. Callaway to Campbell across the face. That was brilliant football, and he finds Rogers.
Rogers in half-back. Kicks towards centre wing. Charles is the big flyer. There's that Viking that Pete mentioned. Lars Gale, is it?
Yeah. They were Johanssons and Andersons.
So a throw in between centre wing and half forward. Carlton lead, but it's a seesawing game and a grand contest unfolding. Broderick. Oh. Almost out on the full. He did get his boot to it, but it just bounces on the line.
Hasn't he been a great player in those 150 games? Starting off with Fitzroy, nearly 100 games there, but with Richmond runner-up in 94 in their best and fairest, and then third again last year.
Prescott at the bottom of the pack gets it out to Campbell, who pushes it in front of it. Rogers. He's been busy. Another flick sees the ball in towards the centre to Fraser Brown. Oh, lovely hand pass towards Allen, who's got a bit of space, although Gale is closing on him. He gets his kick into full forward. Kernahan taken out of it. Play on, says the umpire. Ryan does. He gives it to Duncan Kellaway. Kellaway goes to the outer side towards Rogers, who gets a cruel bounce. Campbell is there to help him. In fact, he's got a couple. Another one was Daffy. Eventually it's kicked down towards left half forward. Holland in under great pressure. Howard also is ridden into the ground. And he'll get a free kick. Or will it be a bounce? No, it's going to be a bounce. I think Johnny Howard for a moment thought he was going to get a free kick. And I think Steve Silvani thought for a moment he'd given away the free kick, but not to be.
A free kick to Sexton.
Yeah. So he'll take it on halfback. As time ticks away in the first half, just 2.5 minutes remaining. No one able to break free. And that includes Allen, who was caught on that occasion. Prescott hassled by Bradley. Burke has got to give a little ground, and he put Bond under the hammer. He loses it. Storming through is Ratton. Still in the centre, he gets caught. Does get rid of the football. It is tight. Here's Ronnie DiIulio. Looks down towards half forward towards Pearce territory. Couldn't get a hold on it. Williams can. Gets it across to Hickmott. He slips at the crucial stage. Wanted to go back to Williams, but well done by Prescott to smother it in. And a bounce.
So a good, tight, tough game. Just over 1.5 minutes left in this term. The Tigers could well do with another one, just to be up there with them psychologically at halftime. There's Gasper, who's done such a good job on Koutafidis. No free kick, no Mark Daffy with sheer determination. But there are loose Carlton players everywhere. Oh, nearly a clash with Manton. Leaves Richardson, brings it to the half-forward line, and a good mark taken by David Burke. We've got time, just over a minute left to half-time. They've got the loose man going here, Michael Gale to Justin Charles. A long kick by Charles, but it's a bad kick. He's kicked it straight to Manton, and Robbie Walls will be tearing his hair out looking at that disposal. As the mark's taken by Heaver at half-back. Heaver to the wide open spaces because he spotted a man on his own. It's Clappe. Clappe onto the left. Brings it down to half. Well, this will be a Richmond mark, and it is taken by Duncan Kellaway.
Kellaway stands firm. He gives it away to Benny Gale, who kicks under pressure. It lands with Brown. Brown chips back in towards Pearce. Well done by Gale to get there in time and affect the spoil. And now Kellaway will tidy up. Coming from half-back, he goes to the outer side of the ground.
This could be 50.
Yep. Wayne Campbell picks himself up after being sandwiched.
Campbell's been good, Sandy.
Yep, my word, he has. He has, let's see what he's done. 7 kicks, 8 hand passes, 15 possessions.
And what's also significant is the number of tackles in this game up to halftime has matched what was done in the State of Origin games last week. So we're right back to the real solid stuff now.
Campbell's kick just drops a little short. Silvani takes the mark on the last line of defence. Finds Sexton, who's got Bradley running for him. So Carlton's away, and so is Craig Bradley. 3 bounces. Goes over the top. Now an opportunity for Camporelli. He looks down into that forward line as the seconds tick away, and his kick drops short. And taken by Justin Charles. Doesn't appreciate the attention from Pearce, but it's half-time. Half-time here at the MCG in a tight one. Carlton lead, but it is only slender. 7-6-48. 8-point leaders over Richmond. The Tigers 6-4-40. Umpire Gavin Dorr holds the ball aloft to commence the second half here at the MCG. Carlton with their noses in front, but by just 8 points. Madden has it held to him, tries to break out of the centre as Ratton was away. The whistle sounded. Big Justin Madden. Game number 321. What an ambassador he's been. Camporelli's hand pass partly smothered. Koutafidis has been very quiet. He's been well held. Christou is on the outer side. Round the body he comes in towards the 50. Fine defensive mark taken by Brendan Gale. Gale from half-back. The Tigers sensing they're in with a big chance in this game today. It's so important for them, having lost their last 2. Hickmott chips over towards Pearce. Oh, he does it beautifully, does Brad Pearce. He can open with a goal here. Set sail for home, and that's the way to start every quarter. Pearce gets his third, and I think they have done it every quarter, Terry, haven't they?
They have. They've been the better starter without any doubt, and at this occasion, Pearce takes hold of the opportunity, finishes off. Again, Richmond always looking to switch the play, but there's been a tactical move here by David Parkin, and he's now got both tall players, that is Matthew Allen and Justin Madden on the ground, and Allen in the forward pocket, and that's just thrown him out of kilter a little bit, and so Allen had the height then to cut that switch.
So Deere versus Madden. Here's Broderick. They need a quick goal to make up for that one. It's Richmond who need it. Diallo, did he handball it? Umpire said he did. Should have been a free kick to Silvani. It is. Now is it 50? No, he's reversed it. Oh, goodness me. He has reversed it. Umpire Gavin Dorr. It will go to Nasha with Silvani's kick, and how would David Parkin be? Often they get a warning. They don't normally reverse it, the umpires, but on that occasion, Gavin Dorr had no hesitation. So Nash from directly in front sets it on its way. It'll clear the pack. It's a goal. Well, an unexpected goal because it was certainly Steve Silvani. Fred, look at him going on. The last time I saw him do that was when a free kick was given against him and given to Ablett in the night game.
Well, really, free kicks against Stephen Silvani are very, very rare. He's more often the recipient. And here Nash does retard him going back. And yeah, I don't know. I
shouldn't have been reversed,
no, I reckon
surely.
Silvani had every right to do what he did, and Nash made sure of it.
So Richmond answers the challenge. Will that fire up Carlton? Rogers tries to get it out of the centre, but it's taken away by Sexton with a high kick to right half forward. Gale Michael is underneath it, and he takes the mark. Can go back towards Bond in the middle and does so.
David Burke has come on to take Allen in the forward pocket.
Bond kicking to a fairly congested forward line. He's got Richardson in that pack, unable to take the mark. Down in front was Daffy. He's been fairly quiet. Around the body he goes up towards Holland and Richardson. Neither can take it. Richardson caught by Manton. Keeps the ball in play. A hurried Shep looks pretty close by Burke. One behind.
It was good play by Burke. He took Allen on. They were starting in the particular play in the opposite 10-yard square, and he's run all the way down the ground.
There's Manton kicking in, and he finds Christo. I wonder if the end of the game will remember that reverse kick. If it's a very close result and Richmond happen to get up, Diulio. Up he goes, Ronnie Diulio. Now settling in as a half-back flanker. Gale and Kernahan. Clappe did it well. Koutoufides. Clappe again, former West Coast Eagles player, gets it to Diulio. Diulio, the lead is on to Allen, and he finds him with a low trajectory kick. It was an excellent kick. So Matt Allen, pretty promising big fellow.
And this is important that he does do well in the forward pocket. He needs to have another niche in his repertoire rather than just coming on to replace Justin Madden in the ruck. He needs to be very, very competent in this forward pocket work.
He's highly skilled for such a big man. He's kicking for his first from right on 50 metres. He lets it go. It starts to swing across and just off to the right. One behind only.
It's been a long, hard haul for Matthew Allen. His fourth season now at Carlton. Always in the shadow of Madden, but this year he's seemingly getting more opportunities than he did last year in the premiership year.
Yes, underwent some minor knee surgery, didn't he, at the end of last year. Good to see him back now as Campbell goes to the outer side. No mark taken. Ryan at the bottom tries to flick it over the back. Gasper heads towards the boundary line, and Burke will see it over.
If Richmond do win, Gasper certainly paid his way here today. He's done a very good job so far on Koutoufides.
Yeah.
Needs to stay with it because Kouta can be dangerous on even a 2-minute burst.
Just 8 possessions for Koutoufides to date. From the throw-in, Broderick, the 150 gamer, to his opposing number 17 in Heaver, taken by Michael Gale. A high kick by Gale up over the centre. No mark is paid, although it was very, very close. Sexton caught, gets it out to DiIulio, who somehow shrugs the tackle and away to Brown. Now they're off to Ange Christou. He whoops it up to the half-forward line. And what a catch by Steve Kernahan. What a catch.
That's a brilliant mark.
To have two grabs at that lower level.
But so low to the ground in the hands.
Goes in towards centre half forward. Madden was the target. Koutafidis at the back. Gasper gets his boot to ball. Goes to the outer side. Gathering precious metres. Kept in by Matt Clappe. Daffy and Gasper also there. Gasper gets another chance at it. Kept in by Koutafidis. He gives it away towards Sexton, who just chips to the half-forward line. Not a good kick. Prescott in front of him. Gasper loses it. Here's a chance now for Heaver as he takes it from Camporelli. In towards half-forward. Allen edged out. At the back is Kellaway, and he takes a timely mark at half-back.
It's been a great clash, Pearce and Callaway. Callaway receives from Brendan Gale. He's gone wide to Michael Gale. He just bounced it. Was nearly holding the ball, but he got away with it. In towards half-forward to Charles. Here's Rogers racing in 45 metres from goal. He's kicked it. Brilliant play this by the Tigers, and boy, have we got a contest now, Terry.
Well, Rogers picks up his first goal, and just in the fashion that they would wanted to do it, because what was good about it was that it had real flow about it. Everybody was running hard onto it. Charles was committed to keeping the ball moving. Rogers provided the perfect running position. Then once he stepped inside 50, he made his mind up. He was going to put it home, and so he did.
2 points the margin, favouring the reigning champions. Won by Madden. Down towards the half-forward line. Bradley charges clear. Away from Daffy. 55 out. It ricochets off Heaver. He'll get it again. He gives it to Fraser Brown. Fraser will have a snap. Is this the quick reply? Yes, it is. Goal for goal here at the MCG.
And really the type of goals have changed a little bit. In the first quarter of the what we have 5 goals, 4 were taken from marks. Now there's a lot more run in the game. There's a little bit of urgency in the thing here. And Bradley, the initiator of breaking it up, but Fraser Brown gets onto it. He'd love to replay the game he had against Richmond back in '94 when he kicked 7.
So Carlton showing what a very good side they are. So Charles was caught very high around the neck. It should be his free kick. And umpire Gavin Dorr spotted it. Good umpiring, as he was definitely caught high around the neck. Justin Charles, a greatly improved player, former Footscray player. A good kick, a low trajectory kick. That is a magnificent delivery into Richardson, because the backman had no chance of cutting that off.
That's where the teamwork comes into it, in that they are able to create a space for the full forward to lead into. It takes a lot of work from the half forward and wingers to be able to create that space. Richardson accepted it and took the ball. Well,
he's kicking for his 4th, Terry, from 50 metres. An exciting player, this young player. Right on 50, kicks it out. Won't quite make it, or will it? No, it was touched right on the line as the goal umpire deliberating there. And it is one behind. Got underneath it. It's a long kick with a drop punt from about 52 metres. There's Silvani about to bring it back into play. He's looking for the short one. It's a clever kick, and he finds Manton.
Turned 23 last week. John Manton kicks towards centre wing, so still certainly plenty of football left in him. Williams, not so much left in Diesel. Around the body he goes towards left half forward. Michael Gale was there. Broderick back to Gale. Smothered, stolen by Bradley. Carlton away. Craig Bradley. Centering kick in towards half forward. No one at home, however. Tigers have the numbers, or do they? Heaver was intercepting. He locks up Wayne Campbell, who with a wry smile says, would you mind?
Duncan Callaway has had 15 disposals, 4 kicks and 11 handballs, but more often than not, his handballs haven't been good today. And I'd like to know whether there was a definitive reason as to why he's doing that in preference to kicking it long and hard out of the field.
Here's Campbell again. Kicks to the half-forward line. Great courage shown by Stephen Silvani. Got one on the back of the head for his trouble. But in cool fashion, takes it. Kicks to the outer side. It's going to be okay. Finds its mark in Sexton. Thought about going inside to Manton, and at the second thought did so. Manton spears one in towards Matt Clappay. He's a long way out, but the big guns are down there. Kernahan, Pearce. Oh, he went shorter to Sexton. He may keep this ball in play. He's inside 50. His left foot chip is not good. Prescott intercepts. Koutafidis gets him, but it's too high. He latched onto him, Kouta, but far too high, and so Prescott kicks to the outer side. Richardson has come a long way down. He goes over the top to Rogers. Rogers looks over centre wing. He's got Justin Charles on right half forward. Fisted away from him by Clappay, and that just about out on the full.
I think it is.
So a chance now for Justin Charles.
And this is incredible. And who's in the goal square now but Richardson? He is covered that 80 metres.
Well, he was down between centre wing and half back, wasn't he?
It was sensational work.
So Charles has a look down in that zone. Kicks in towards full forward. Heaver is there. Richardson is taken out. Campbell was also there. But Carlton maintained control. Bradley comes away.
Beautiful kick by Bradley to Christo. He can come inside with a hand pass here. He's got a running play. He gives it to him to Julio. Julio to half forward. Brings it back towards full forward. Pearce at the back. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Fraser Brown and Pearce. They were both there. Callaway caught. Is that holding the ball? No. And Greg Williams having plenty to say there. There's umpire Ackland about the Bezard. Gee, that ball. Oh, flattened underneath there with Brendan Gale. So umpire Ackland to bounce. Kernahan and Brendan Gale. Gale with the left hand. Sensibly back towards the boundary line. Was that deliberate against Broderick? No. It'll be a throw-in.
And at the other end of the ground, David Parkman swapped his two key defenders over with Silvani now taking Richardson. And Richardson welcoming Silvani with an 80-metre run that really had Stephen puffing and blowing. This is going to be a big ask of Sauce.
Well, he's used to playing at full back where he doesn't run as much as, say, when you're up the ground.
And Richardson's strength is just running. So if I was young Matthew Richardson, would really take it on now and cover a lot of ground.
So the throw-in, 20 metres around from the Carlton goal. Allen versus Brendan Gale. Kernahan's there also. Brendan Gale, a quick hand pass to Broderick. On to Jamie Tape. Tape across the face. That may come off. Gasper waits for the bounce. In fact, it beats all players over the line. Half forward for the Blues.
The margin was 8 points at the long break. Still nothing in it. Now 7. Campbell comes over the top. Gains probably 10 metres, but it goes straight to Brown. Now he's got Heaver. Tries to find him, and does, although Campbell gave him plenty of opposition. Heaver does well, and a worm burner into half forward finds Kernahan.
Geez, they both got up a little bit sore and gingerly from that one, didn't they? Both Kernahan and Gale, they were going flat out at it. Nothing was going to stop them, and great degree of concentration and sound technique of really keeping the eyes on the ball there from the skipper, Stephen Kernahan.
He's kicked 2 so far today. And he's a great kicker of the steadying goal, and that's no exception. 3 to Stephen Kernahan, and the Blues again steady.
And he's been the man who's done that more often than not through his career. The leading goal kicker in every year that he's played for Carlton to date, and he does get most of them as a result of this being aggressive at the ball. I mean, he's a very tall man and does take something away, but more often than not it's the result of being strong on the lead.
So crunch time for Richmond. What can they do? Here's Madden out of the centre, a hurry kick. Good play by Brendan Gale as he marks in front of Steve Kernahan. It's been a good battle, that one.
Very good duel, a great match-up.
I think it's been pretty even.
Yes, yes.
So, Gale, well, he went to play on. The umpire hauling him back. So Brendan Gale, now he does. On the Tape. Tape, an ordinary kick by Tape on the left. Ratton was tackled hard. He's hit Mott. That was an ordinary hand pass too. It allows the Tigers in. Here's Daffy, who's been relatively quiet. Gets it to Callaway. Callaway to Tape. Tape onto the left. Brings it down. There's no one there for the Tigers. That's a good mark. And Ronnie DiIulio, a little bit of an Academy Award performance there. And he's got the mark. So DiIulio brings it into Manton. He's off, but he's got support. That's where Carlton are good. They've always got someone running past. This is Sexton. In towards half-out, Gaspar versus Koutafidis. No free kick. Allen goes to ground. Taps it onto Kernahan. Danger area here. Oh, Gaspar. Terrific football by Gaspar. Courage personified as we see Broderick bring it out here to Campbell. Campbell to Rogers. Let's see what the Tigers can do. Well, he's kicked it to a one-on-one contest.
Richardson.
But look at the pace of Richardson. Races back after it. Has a bounce. He's caught. Gets in a hand pass. Michael Gale slips over. Silvani is there. Sockers it off the ground. Back towards centre wing. Williams versus Prescott. Prescott will get there first, and he'll be happy to see this go over the line. Almost a free kick. It is a free kick to Ashley Prescott.
Well, I think you were glad to see it go over the line too, because you were getting a bit puffed, but so was Stephen Silvani. Miranda. No mark. Naish. Ryan. Daffy. Ratton. Look at Ratton persist and persist.
What a great example he is. A young player who's really had to work hard throughout his career and now reaping the benefits for all that effort.
Madden contesting again against Deer. Campbell gets the hand pass away. It's taken by Broderick. A long bomb into full forward. And the mark taken by Richardson.
She's a good player, isn't he?
Well, he's kicked 3. He's had the opportunity of booting probably 6. And the confidence of Peter McKenna is such that you've already put number 4 down, Pete.
He gets kicks up the ground as well, doesn't he? Not only back in the square.
This to make it a 7-point margin. No worries about that. So the Tigers hang on.
And David Parkin really has to look at this one now. He's gone with Stephen Silvani to be the opponent for Richardson, and Stephen just can't keep with him. Richardson is just covering so much ground that he'll go right to the wing and then he'll come back hard the other way, and it's going to test the fittest opponents, and that's the quality that Matthew Richardson has about him. All the other things about his marking, his ability to kick goals are all cream on the top of hard work.
Deer and Madden. No decisive hit out. Centre bounce, very important. Daffy, quick kick. Richardson and Naish. Is that a mark? The umpire, no, he hasn't paid it. Gives it off. Broderick caught. That could be holding the ball. Here's Ratton. Ratton dodging, weaving. Brings it out to Heaver. Good presence of mind. He didn't panic. It's a low trajectory kick. He finds Big Harry Madden. Madden to Clapper. Here's danger. Bradley runs inside 50 and Craig Bradley across his body slightly. Is it a free kick? It's a free kick to Rogers. Now Bradley should have kicked that one. He normally snaffles those.
Bond takes the mark. Still tucked in the back pocket. He goes high towards the half-back flank, and Wayne Campbell comes in and takes the mark. 9 kicks, 10 hand passes for the boy known as Cambo at Punt Road. Here's Darren Gaspar. He's done a good job. He's done a really good job. To Broderick, the 150 gamer along with Michael Gale. He gives it away. Here's a chance now for Prescott. He's inside 50. He's 40 metres out. He drop punts towards goal and he's kicked it. Here come the Tigers.
Well, we're all looking for Richardson to be the goal kicker, and Ashley Prescott jumps up to kick his 3rd of his career. First one was in round 19 last year, one against Footscray earlier this year, and here's number 3. and really does it with a great degree of confidence. Once he'd had his second bounce, he had enough space to settle and go for it. Got off Williams and made him pay. Well done.
The Blues by a point. Centre bounce, all important. The quick kick comes to Deer. That's the way to play to get a quick boot to it. Richardson doing it at both ends. That's Ryan with a hand pass. On to Nash. Oh, he did that very well. Dummied back. Here's Campbell. Campbell to Rogers. Rogers, can he put them in front? No, he hooks it across his body. He sneaks a point. So scores are dead set level. They've got a great game here now.
Well, the Tigers are on fire. They're really getting a sniff now. And there are plenty of options in that forward area for Richmond there.
Williams off.
Just about right. Prescott just starting to get off him a little bit now.
Here's Silvani taking the hand pass. They're not out of it yet. Under pressure. He kicks out on the full. Ryan plays on. He wobbles it in towards full forward, and the mark has been taken by Justin Charles.
Oh, he's got to snap this one. Run out, open up the goals, have a snapshot.
Well, there's a perfect shot of the angle that confronts him.
I reckon he'll go for the straight.
And there's a Carlton bloke waiting for it.
Oh, well, yeah, fair enough.
The Carlton bloke waiting. Yeah, Bradley it is.
Bradley's right on his hammer, just out of picture, and he's just pointed to him and
he
said,
wants to do it.
This to put Richmond in front. He does run round, and he has kicked the goal for Richmond.
That is a very smart goal. Craig Bradley played the game right to the law. He was the appropriate distance off Justin Charles, but Charles had judged that he had enough room just to do 2 quick steps, get out. Watch here, he just goes out nice and hard early and buys enough time then to steady himself. 1-2 out. Around it goes. Very well executed. Tigers looking good at this stage.
The game has completely turned. 6 points in favour of Richmond. Kudaviti's been well held. It's been a great effort by Darren Gaspar. The half-forward Heaver has taken the mark. Carlton are a great side. They won't lie down. They're only 6 points down, the Blues. But the momentum with Richmond at the moment, and he's looking for the short one. He knows he's just outside the distance. He wants to bring it in short. There it is. Kernahan underneath it. It's a loose ball with Fraser Brown. Bends it back across his body. The bounce all important. It rolls over the line and through for one behind. 5 points. The Tigers lead.
So Richmond have got a lot of run going in their game now. It's been so much better since half-time, and David Parkin acknowledging that by taking Greg Williams off. The game was just moving too swiftly for Williams. He'll certainly come back on, but Carlton now need to rein in the Tigers just at the moment.
So Broderick, a low trajectory kick, a vital kick coming in from fullback. Ratton, desperate. So is Rogers. They both dive on it. Ratton actually hooks it out. Gaspar knocks it on. Is that a free kick? Umpire said no. Play on, he says, as Gaspar brings it down the half-forward to Julio. Good mark, one-handed, plays on, sprints clear. Ronnie DiElio has the bounce, then he brings it out towards centre wing, and the mark has been taken. Well, halfway between centre wing and halfback by Ange Christou.
He plays on. Christou on the defensive side of centre goes in towards half-forward. Carlton desperate for score before three-quarter time, but holding it up once more is Jamie Tate. From half-back, Tate looks across the centre, and Richardson has come steaming out. Crashes into Bradley. Now Nash gives him assistance. He finds Broderick. He's got Campbell running for him. Inside 50. Here's Richardson. How good is this? He's missed.
God.
Terry, control yourself. He went into the open goal.
Sandy, that was sensational play. He has really got him going there, and be able to do that with a
deserved a goal. Gee, Carlton be breathing a sigh of relief as Christou brings it in towards Silvani. He controls it beautifully, and he gives a lightning hand pass to Fraser Brown. Brown thinks about Heaver short, but elects to go longer. Down towards the half-forward line. Crucial time for both sides with precious seconds ticking away. An opportunity maybe for Camporelli to goal. He does, and back comes this great Carlton side. Scores are level once again, and what a quarter of football, Terry.
It has, this second half, Sandy, has had so much more flow. The first half was tight. a lot of tackling, some errors in pressure, but since the long break, both sides have come out and really moved the ball so very, very well. Richmond have kicked 5 goals, and now Carlton pick up their 4th through Scott Camporelli.
74 apiece, a couple of minutes remaining. The red time so important as Bond kicks to half forward for Richmond. Sexton and Koutafidis both there for the Blues, taken by the latter. Flicks it round towards Beaumont on centre wing, and he takes the mark. Carlton now steady, but he kicks into the man on the mark. He recovers, gives it away to Fraser Brown, under pressure from Rogers, beautifully stolen, like Houdini, look towards Gasper, he finds assistance, that's in the form of Prescott, in towards Miranda. He came charging out at 100 kilometres an hour, couldn't take it, so Diulio's away. From half-back, Ronnie Diulio gives it to Christou, thought about the big woof, but then goes to Bradley. Now he'll give it a big woof, and he does, to half-forward. Welch could have given away a free kick. No, said the umpire. Heaver does the roving. He's caught in the pack, and they pounce upon him. A bounce will take place.
And what a crucial time of the game now. We're heading towards the last minute of the quarter. I think every Richmond defender knows that. They've been so much tighter now on their direct opponent, always being in front, no risks taken in defence.
Prescott a chance to be first there. He soccers off the ground as precious seconds tick away. Ashley Prescott kicked a goal earlier in this term. It's been the quarter where Richmond has come back. They've made up the 8-point deficit at half-time. Can they hang on to it in these closing seconds? Whitehead! A snap is away to the left, but it gives Carlton again a slight lead. One behind.
Well, Carlton have had opportunities there. I mean, the scorelines show 11 goals 9 to 11 goals 8, so you'd say there have been equal chances to score goal, but Carlton seem to have missed more relatively easy shots than goal than Richmond have.
There's a few Carlton players with the hands on the hips, Terry. Michael Gale has it. He goes towards Kellaway. He's got to sit and wait for the bouncer he elected to. Campbell's kick gains a valuable meters. Jamie Tate has it forced away from him and over the line.
And Tate picks the Richmond defence just at the moment. He really has been a solid worker right throughout the game, and solid worker right throughout his career. He's coming over in '94. Really, he's been a real stalwart of that defence.
Allen does the ruck work. No one able to get it out. Ryan got a hand to it, so too Brown. He's taken away. Bond. Hickmont. Oh, he pounced upon it. He leapfrogged the pack.
Well, he's very, very keen, isn't he? I mean, he's done so well this year since coming up from Geelong. 50 games with Geelong, and now he's right in the thick of it with the Carlton side.
All set up, Terry, for a big last quarter, because at three-quarter time here at the MCG, there is just 1 point in it. Carlton, 11-9, 75, leading Richmond 11-8, 74. So all set for the final quarter here at the MCG. The margin was 7 points at quarter time, 8 points at half time, 1 point at three-quarter time, and the Blues have got 2 of their big guns, Pearce and Williams, on the bench as we start this final quarter. Deere and Madden, it's won by the latter. First goal vital. Hickmont's hand pass over the top it goes. Burke managed to get a kick. Went about 25 metres towards the half-forward line. Sexton's been pretty good. He gets the hand pass away. It's taken by Brown. He flicks it towards centre wing and finds Whitehead. Goes back into the centre. It's okay. Hickmont is there. He's got Bradley on the outer side, all alone. Carlton every quarter have started off in fine fashion, usually opening with a goal within 30 seconds. And Bradley's looking to do a similar thing in this final quarter. Over the head of Beaumont it goes. Kernahan went to ground, but he's up again. Beaumont gives it to Madden. Madden towards full forward. Here's an opportunity. No, taken away. And Campbell will steady for Richmond. Oh, it was all but there. And now Wayne Campbell wobbles it to the half-back flank. It's taken away from Christou. It's picked up by Welch. Around his body he goes. They're inside 50 again. Kernahan is pushed in the back and will get a free kick. Benny cannot believe it.
Well, he understands this is a very critical time of the game. As Brendan Gale, the 2 skippers, tossed the coin at the start of the game and have been right in it all the way. That occasion, just the left arm there of Gale, giving that perhaps ever so slight nudge to Kernahan.
This for number 4. This for Carlton to lead by 7 points, and they do.
Well, the start of each quarter has belonged to Carlton, and we earlier said it was as a result of their ability to get the ball out of the centre bounce quickly, but this one came through a little bit more hard work, and they just really know when under pressure where to be able to position the ball and set it up. Even though this results from a free kick, the kick from Welch was right into the correct position.
So 7 points, the Blues lead as Richmond players gang tackle Fraser Brown. Fraser Brown 12 and 7. So Madden, or poor bounce, favours Hickmott, but it'll favour Rogers now. Rogers onto the left, brings it down towards the half-forward line. The race is on. Charles and Sexton. Oh, in the back it'd have to be to Michael Sexton, surely. Oh, goodness me. Thought he crashed straight into his back, but the umpire didn't think so. It's at half-forward for the Tigers. Madden against Deer again. Madden, that big arm came over the top. Camporelli to Fraser Brown. Some shepherding allows Ryan to get it out. This is Rogers up in the air. Charles at the back as the flyer. Now Morindo, who's on the ground. Bond, former Carlton player himself, gets in a hand pass, but it goes to Christo. He hooks it back. That is a very clever kick. And he finds Adrian Whitehead at half back.
He goes over the top to Ronnie DiUlio. Just about in trouble, but goes back to Whitehead. He pushes into the centre, and Koutafidis immediately gives it away to Manton. Suddenly Carlton are with inside 50 once more. But it's Campbell who's had an excellent day, giving it away to Jamie Tate. He goes wide to the man Peter McKenna calls the Viking. That's Michael Gale playing his 150th. Heaver towards the line. Campbell. Oh, crunch! Sticks disagrees with that free kick, by the way. Campbell has it at half-back. He goes across the face to Jamie Tate. Tate towards Ryan. He may lose this to Clappe. They're not out of it yet. Although Camporelli gets caught, he almost threw it out to Clappe. Gave it quickly away to Hickmott. Back to Ratton. They're giving away ground to try and set something up. And they do so in the pocket. Beaumont takes the mark and will have a shot probably just inside 50. Duncan Kellaway, the man on the mark. Spent considerable time on the bench, Simon Beaumont. Starting off at East Camberwell. Can cover himself in glory here as he wobbles it in towards goal. And I think it's there. Yes, he says. How about that? Beaumont gets his first, and what an important goal.
Well, in the context of the game now, Carlton have kicked the last 3. They got the last goal of the third quarter through Camporelli, and now Kernahan, and now Beaumont. Beaumont in his third year at Carlton has really been looking for a niche, and he is a left-foot goal scorer, and he really made the most of that opportunity.
Well, there was a wobbly kick, but it was a goal, and that's the all-important thing. Free kick, and it'll go the way of Justin Madden. Centre of the ground, he'll look for a hand pass probably. No, he's not. He's going to bring it out to the half-forward line. Kernahan is there. 2 bites of the cherry. Didn't hang on to it. Here's Tate. Gets it back to Brendan Gale. Gale up in the air towards centre wing. Players wait underneath it, and the man waiting to collect it is Sexton. Sexton wide. Finds Fraser Brown. Nothing in that. Trying to get 50 metres. Big task now. 13 points the margin in favour of Carlton. So Richmond. But they're a gutsy side. Or was that a push out? Brendan Gale has marched. Oh, there's another just slight nudge. Probably held his ground at a wry look on the face of Steve Kernahan. The kick comes out towards Tate. Tate can run off. He kicks it over centre wing. The bounce is important. Pearce is just on the ground. Oh, he can almost gets unloaded. Here's Hickmott. It's 3-on-2 here. And the 3 win out because Hickmott bends it back and going back to take the mark as the young player.
I've been impressed with him today. He's been very cool in the crisis.
Ryan from centre wing goes up towards right half forward. Richardson a chance if it sits. Caught and should be pinged.
Probably should have given off the hand pass then to Nash.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, whether it got trapped in his arms or something, but if he decided not to give it, that was a bad decision.
He goes short towards Welch. And also vying for that football was his teammate, Michael Sexton. Taken by Welch. Towards centre wing, big pack of players. Gasper was a flyer. Beaumont is there. He gives it away to Ratton. Ratton's kick is out of bounds now. Just bouncing inside the line. So if Richmond are going to do anything in this game, they've got 14 minutes to catch Carlton. Madden beaten. Rogers caught. Brown waits down. He puts Carlton inside 50. Here comes the charging pack. Pearce is off the bench and he'd be delighted to be back in the fray. Kernahan comes in over the top. Kellaway's at the bottom as usual. Another bounce. Broderick couldn't take it. Overrun by Ratton. He too is claimed. Look at them pouncing upon him. Ashley Prescott also picks himself up.
It's a very important period here for the Tigers. I mean, so much hinges on this game. I think their whole season actually hinges on this game because they need to win this one now to get themselves back into the fight for the 8. They've only had the 4 wins for the season, 5 losses, and their wins really have only been over lesser opponents. They've been Hawthorn. Brisbane in Brisbane was probably their best win, but then Fitzroy and Footscray. So this is their chance to take a prize scalp.
Well, the play was held up initially for Craig Bradley because of the blood rule, but the repairs were made on the ground. Welsh a chance. He gives it away to Heaver, who says to the umpire, "Get out of my way, I'm going for goal," but it was touched on the line, one behind.
And what an important touch too, because they couldn't have afforded to let Carlton get that next goal.
No, Gale committed to getting back there, really throwing himself hard at the ball right on the goal line, and just so ever slight the touch there. So Campbell, he must look to be able to move this ball quickly from here. I think he may even try and take Kernahan on and gain some ground by running particularly to this near side where the space has been created by the Richmond setup.
So Campbell has had 27 possessions, top games, right back in tip-top form. Here's Madden. Hard to hold down Carlton. Heaver, quick hand pass. Oh! It's Camporelli going to ground. Almost had his head taken off. They just missed him. And he's having plenty to say to David Burke. A bounce at the 50-metre line. Time ticking away under the 13 minutes to go. Here's Michael Gale. Campbell again receiving. Racing across half-back. He draws the man. Then gives it to Callaway. Waits for the bounce. He's on his non-preferred foot. An ugly-looking kick towards centre wing, but the bounce might favour Daffy. Here's their chance. Good play by Daffy. Back he comes to Broderick, has been excellent. An ordinary kick by Broderick. Good trap though down here by Burke. Back it comes to Ryan, who's been good. The little chip kick was very ordinary, and it goes straight to Ange Christou.
Comes back to Koutoufides. He's had his colours lowered today. That kick drops short, it's taken by Charles. Off he goes to Campbell, who'll pick up yet another possession. Wayne Campbell kick number 15 as he goes towards centre wing. Howard was there. Beaumont, his first 30, picks it up. And now Hickmott gives it away to Whitehead, who pumps it high to half forward. Kernahan caught under the pack. Bradley belts it down towards him once more. Broderick will get onto that left foot or just float the hand pass over the top. The ladder to Prescott. He's got Campbell running for him. He'll be knocked up, Wayne Campbell, today. Great to see him back to his best, and he finds Miranda just on 50. He goes for home because he knows he's got the champ down there at full forward, and he's got it again.
Oh, he's conned it.
I think the umpire wasn't going to pay it.
No, well, he's conned the umpire. It's definitely bounced just at the back as he's come down the ground. But there's enough Richmond supporters behind the goal to have helped Matthew Richardson's cause here.
I think he drops this.
Oh, he does.
Just
There's
gone.
no
That's a
doubt about it.
replay.
Yeah,
No
let's
doubt.
have a look. Bang.
But it's the crowd, I reckon, that get the mark from the umpire for him.
Well, he had one earlier, it wasn't paid, so maybe that's justice.
And he has kicked the goal. Richmond are still in this game.
Well, it's all balanced here right at the moment now. Richardson picks up his 5th goal, whether it be as a result of a dubious mark allowed by the umpire or not. He's got his side right back in firing range here. They 8 points behind at this stage. A little bit of momentum now swinging back to their way. It's always important that the side that gets that last goal backs it up now with this centre bounce. So in the context of the game, the context of the season, a crucial centre bounce for Richmond.
So Madden versus Charles. Daffy sprints out of the centre and bends it back. The bounce all important here. Sexton leads Howard. Races away with the ball from half-back Michael Sexton. He's probably been nearly Carlton's best player. Is that a free kick? It is. Advantage paid. Here's the dangerous Bradley. Runs to 50. Brings it in front of goal. Madden's at the back. Madden and Tape. No mark, and it's knocked over the line. Good defensive play. Tape back into Madden. And then Rogers helped it on its way. But, well, we're in for a terrific finish to this game. 9 points. And I reiterate, that was a... reiterate, Sandy, thank you. But it wasn't a mark to Richardson, but he certainly took one in the first couple of minutes of the game for 10 metres out that was not paid.
Rogers to Kellaway. He's off, and Beaumont's got him.
Oh, that could have been holding.
Well, play on was called. Fraser Brown has it now. Centering in towards half forward, all Richmond. Timely mark taken by Burke. Off he goes to Broderick. The left foot is away to the outer side. To the loping Gasper and Hickmott. Neither can mark. Koutafidis soccers off the ground. In towards the middle, Justin Charles tries to tap it out. Burke was taken high. The advantage is going to be paid because he got it to Bond. Down towards Richardson, who's a long way out as usual. Daffy, can he get it to him? The Duck has got it now. He gives it away to Bond. Richardson's inside 50 and he takes the mark.
This is a magnificent display of just pure athleticism.
Running.
You know, it started with Manton, ran him around, Silvani for a period in the third, and now it's back to Manton and he's still finding space to run into.
This for number 6, but he's a long way from home. He's 55 metres. It's a big kick and it's a goal!
Oh,
it's not!
Must have been close. Yeah, it must have been close. He had the fist up.
And the Tiger crowd behind the stand, up they went.
Well, Welsh receives the kick in from Silvani. On to Christo, on the rebound. Carlton are very, very good. And the long kick, it's now down the half forward. Kernahan and Gale. Brendan Gale is, he went without it. Gasper dives in over the back. He's been excellent. He's taken Koutafidis out of the game. And that is no mean feat. The ball at half forward for the Blues. 8 points the margin. Well, the next goal either way could decide the match. If Carlton get it, it'll be hard for Richmond. Kernahan taps it. Bond cocked it in the back. Umpire said, having none of that, and he'll bounce it just inside 50. And little Chris Bond, the former Blue himself. So Bond gets up from the pack. Umpire Ackland will bounce the ball. Brendan Gale. Long hand pass. Bradley was there and Burke's got to get rid of it very quickly. He goes wide to Tape. They've got the loose man. Campbell has been magnificent on that half-back line. Off he goes. Another bounce. He can go again. Now, a shepherding, he can still go. This is a Manasseh goal. Will he kick it from 50? Oh! Oh, no, he's bending it back. Still a chance for the Tigers. And I thought of Phil Manasseh many years ago coming around that same wing. And unfortunately, but what a great display. Unfortunately, he missed, but what a great display by Campbell.
Yes.
And Prescott and Bond providing the Shepherds. Great work.
My word. Now Carlton a chance, though, through Scott Camporelli. Having a great tussle with Ryan, who soccers it away. Whitehead. Broderick right there with him. Sexton has been excellent all day. Gets boot to ball. Gains probably 25 metres. Michael Gale is over the line with Camporelli. Well, there's still plenty of time for Richmond. It's on the outer wing. In front of the great southern stand, Big Justin. The galloping hat rack puts his hand up. And back it will come. He's on centre wing. Playing in front of a crowd of 59,062 today. So an excellent attendance, 59,062. Madden just steadying things down. He is the master at that. Kicks in towards Kernahan. Good kick, good mark.
Great use of the body.
The Blues steady. He looks to Koutoufides. Couldn't quite take the mark. Coming through is Kellaway. Off to Tate. Back to Kellaway. Pearce has got him. Campbell almost runs into Ryan, but now he's away. One bounce. Through the centre goes Wayne Campbell. To half forward, and the mark taken by the running Johnny Howard. Spent time on the bench, Howard. He's seeing Richardson drop back into the goal square. But he has a chance to keep the Tigers' dreams of winning this game alive. From 48 metres. It's an horrendous kick. And it's out of bounds on the foot.
Well, I hate to say it, but Howard kicked that like a backman kicks it when they go down the forward line. Very rarely do they kick accurately. Sorry, Terry.
Settle there, Pete.
Yes.
Settle.
But, I mean, it never looked like it. Here's Sexton. Been an excellent player. All tapped over the line by Hickmott. Still in the danger area for Carlton because Richmond are giving it everything in this final few minutes, and there's 6 minutes to go. And they have to score 7 points, or well, actually more. They have to score 8. They're 7 points down. Bond, as you saw on the left of screen, picking up Bradley. The bounce. Camporelli. Heaver. Oh, smothered off the boot. Here's Hickmott, and he taps it over the line. Still at half forward for Richmond. Well,
you just feel as though Carlton are taking Richmond's best shot just at the moment and still standing quite okay in the contest.
I think if Richmond get the next goal, what a great last few minutes we'll have. Madden. There's a quick kick by Rogers. They need someone to take a mark. At the back is Howard. Sexton at the front. The umpires paid the mark because he was in front. He's been excellent.
16 kicks and 8 marks. In a wonderful performance for Carlton. He goes towards Madden, who is outgunned by Burke.
He's got enormous talent, David Burke.
From centre wing. He kicks towards Richardson.
Oh.
Big fly, no mark. Bond down in front, hugging the boundary line. Pulls it back in towards full forward. Howard from the back. Got there but couldn't take the mark. Sexton twists and turns into trouble. A cry of ball from the Punt Road Army, but it's over the line. Big finish here at the MCG. 5 minutes remaining. Carlton with their noses in front. Charles poked it towards to Campbell. It's Bradley, however, who takes it away for Carlton. Back towards the centre. A good fist down, sees the ball still in play. Who can take it away? Gasper comes floating through. Picks it up now nicely on the half volley. Goes back to Prescott. He can give it to Gale. This is Benny Gale running through the centre. Poor kick as Koutoufides approached him. To half forward. Miranda now. Somehow shrugs a tackle. Kicks from 50 metres in towards Richardson. He's got it again. And what a kick by Mark Miranda. It's going to leave Richardson 5 metres out, directly in front, and the Tigers are now poised to move within 1 point of Carlton, and they have.
Well, Miranda has come back. He's been benched during the game for some undisciplined work where he was caught out early, but he's been able to come back on now and really get himself into the right spot. And the use of the ball here was perfect, because with the strength of Richardson is that he's up into the game at this particular point in time, and he's turned back now and he's running flat out into the goal square. Miranda sees is prepared to attack the square, and great positioning in terms of the body work against Manton gives Richardson the mark and his 6th goal.
1 point the margin. It's the centre bounce so important. Fraser Brown is tackled. Look at the Tigers crashing, so do the Blues. Ratner's in there, Bond. And the umpire's going to bounce it. The Blues lead by 1 solitary point. The Tigers coming at them. That goal a moment ago, well, 2 goals back, was so important. Whoever got the next one, and the Tigers got it. Madden taps it back. They are very good at centre bounces, Carlton. Here's the dangerous Bradley. He's bumped off the ball. In goes Gasper and Campbell. Campbell's been outstanding. So is Gasper. Yeah. Gasper, the loose man. Here's Rogers at half forward. He brings it in towards the half forward area. Over the back, Sexton, no mark. Richardson's there. Sexton's been outstanding. Gives it to Christou. And the Blues, away they go. And he'll find Fraser Brown at half back.
Fraser steadies it down. 3.5 minutes remaining, 1 point the difference. Tape in front, but Kernahan, I think, has interfered with Gale, and he's going to take the free kick.
It's like a grand final for Richmond this game.
Yes, they've got to get back on that winning track after losing a couple. The nudge was there.
Oh, I think it was a push out, wasn't it?
Well, we called it a nudge. It's Richardson a long way from home. He lets a big bomb go. They need a mark in the forward line, but there's no one there. Over the back it goes, and Silvani sees a behind go through. Scores are level. Scores level. Stephen Silvani.
See, the Richmond crowd are really getting to it here now.
Oh, yeah.
They're the ones who've got the responsibility of getting their players over the line, I reckon.
Silvani's kick is a flat punt down the middle. It's okay. It finds Fraser Brown. Carlton will be happy with any score at the moment. Camporelli gets it down towards Pearce on left half forward. He traps it beautifully. Can't keep it in play. Great work by Kellaway. The umpire's called play on, but it has gone over the line. So it will come back and be thrown in.
They don't get away from Duncan Callaway, do they? There's only Tony Liberatore and Jason Daniels who have laid more tackles in the competition this year than Duncan Callaway.
Fantastic player, and of course rewarded with state selection. Kernahan, hurried kick. Williams charges towards it, but he's got a teammate coming his way. Heaver takes the hand pass from Welsh, and Brent Heaver has kicked the goal. It could be the match-winning goal. Heaver gets his first, and with 2 minutes remaining, the Blues again are a straight kick clear.
Well, we can see Williams is back on the ground here, and he makes a very good decision here to allow Welsh to keep coming. See the way he just creates that space for Welsh, then he's able to feed out to Heaver in the right position. So all 3 players, Williams, Welsh and Heaver, in the great spots.
Just over 2 minutes left. And must get out of the centre here, the Tigers. This is where Carlton is so good. Bond crashes his way through. Towards Miranda, he's got it. Gives it off to Daffy. Daffy caught. Handballs. Or was he caught red hot holding the ball? He was, said the umpire. Free kick to Silvani. Silvani wide towards centre wing. Brown's been a good player. Fraser Brown. Carlton's kicking, field kicking's always good. Whitehead runs inside 50 and kicks out in the full. So the Tigers still alive.
Great chasing. They've got under 2 minutes now to do it, and here's Williams again, just exerting his influence on the game after coming off the bench.
That was a risk by Brendan Gale. At that time, admittedly, they have to get a goal. Oh, what a risk.
And I don't think he disagrees with you. He really feels it there, Brendan. You've got to make those decisions, but then you've got to be able to back it up with the skill and execute it properly.
He's booted 9 goals, 5 for the season, Diesel. This is arguably his most important kick for goal so far this season. Goes deep in towards full forward. Over, and I think it's a goal. So Kernahan, the great leader. Brad Pearce and Welsh and Co have done it down in that forward line, and that could spell the end for Richmond.
Well, the pressure's here. Brendan Gale, who made the mistake, he does everything he possibly can here. Force the contest, spills down to ground level, there it is, and Welsh just on the line. Does it at the ground level and slips it through.
Second goal to Rowan Welsh, and a timely one to say the least. Heaver has it on centre wing. The Blues are finishing better than the Tigers. He goes down to the half-forward line. Still Campbell runs. Best on-ground performance just about this by Wayne Campbell. Tries to draw Brent Heaver, then gets his kick. Inside 50, they need a mark, and they've got it again through Richardson. He has taken now 12 marks.
He's been sensational, Richardson.
He's got a minute or just under it. To do something quite outstanding. They need a goal here to start. He's kicking from 48 metres. The kick's on its way. It's heading to the left. No mark taken. One behind.
I think that might have been their last chance. Matty Richardson has been outstanding. He's kicked 6, 11 marks. Terrific game of football this, but it just proves how professional Carlton are and how even they are and how hard they are to beat. The kick in. They'll have to score now, but the ball bounces to Hickmott. On it comes to Camporelli, who had 9 kicks in the first term. To Whitehead. He runs away from Prescott. Whitehead in towards the pocket. Callaway and Pearce have had an enormous battle. Great play by Callaway.
Callaway's kick back towards the centre. Oh, Ratton backing into the pack. Takes a timely mark. They're safe now. Ratton taking all the time in the world. Kicks to the half-forward line. Kernahan is there. There's the siren. A relieved Carlton and a bitterly disappointed Richmond. The Blues successful. David Burke, Darren Gaspar, Matthew Richardson. Just wasn't enough, and the Navy Blues prevail once again. The final scoreline here at the MCG. Carlton 15-11, 101 have beaten Richmond by 11 points, 13-12, 90.